Hello everybody, this is Pustakverma and today we are going to discuss about the passage Know Thyself from Unit 1 Critical Thinking, Grade 12 Compulsory English, New Course. So this passage Know Thyself has been taken out from the novel Wonder written by R.J. Palacio. It is an excerpt from Wonder. Before reading this passage, we have to know about some of the questions mentioned in our textbooks. Question A. What are critical thinking skills? Critical thinking skills भनेको के हो? So answer is critical thinking skills are the abilities which help people to think clearly, राम्रो तरिकाले सोच्नमा सहयोग गर्छ, rationally about what to do or what to believe, such as conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating something by the help of observation, experience, reflections, reasoning, or communications. So then about question B. How do critical thinkers solve the problems? Guess the steps they follow while tackling a problems. Critical thinkers ले समस्याको समाधान कसरी गर्छन्? त्यो समस्याको समाधान गर्ने स्टेप्सहरू के गर्ने त मेन्सन गर्नुहोस्. So the answer is critical thinkers solve the problems by following given 6 steps. उनीहरूले तलको स्टेप्स द्वारा सल्भ गर्छन्. Step first, knowledge. First they find out the problem. पहिला समस्या खोज्छन्, पत्ता लगाउँछन्. Then step second, comprehension. त्यसलाई बुझ्छन्, understand the problem. Step third, application. Linkage between information and resources. त्यसपछि उनले के गर्छन्? सूचना र रिसोर्सेसको बीचमा लिंक गर्छन्. Then step 4, analyze. Identify strong and weak point. कुन बलियो छ, कुन weak point छ, त्यसलाई के गर्छन्? Compare and contrast गर्छन्. Synthesize, decision forming process. यसमा के गर्छन्? उनीहरू जुन strong points हरु हुन्छन् त्यसलाई follow गर्ने decision तिर जान्छन्. And finally step 6, one is taking action, evaluation and action process. So this is about the questions. Yes. So then is we have to know about the pictures and figure that mentioned in our textbooks, critical thinking skills. So the critical thinking skills are analysis, communications, open-mindedness, problem solving, creativity. These are the critical thinking skills. There are some other critical thinking skills. They are reasoning, evaluating, problem solving, decision making, analyzing. So then after we have to know about some of the difficult words which are mentioned in the passage. So the words are is shuffling, walk by dragging one's feet along the ground. खुट्टा लतारेर हिँड्नु भन्छ. Schedule, timetable, it's okay. Semesters, a half year term in a school or university. कहिले के हुन्छ 6 month, sometimes 4 month, 4 महिनाको पनि सेमेस्टर्सहरु जुन हुन्छन् त्यसलाई हामीले के भन्छौं? Semester is doodling, to draw pictures a pattern while thinking about something else. अरु चीजको बारेमा सोचिरहेको बेलामा कुनै पनि चीज स्केच बनाउनु. Sneak, move or go in a furtive or stealthy way. Precept, principle or guideline. Noted, lower or raise one's head slightly and briefly. Fortune cookie, a small biscuit containing a slip of paper with the predictions or motto written on it. Plaque, tablet, typically made up of metal and that is fixed on the wall. जसमा सूचनाहरू लेख्ने गरिन्छ. Cracked भनेको damaged, fractured, ruptured. Amazing means astonishing, अचम्म, strange. Stroke, move one's hand with gentle pressure over. Stuff, material, textile. Pointed, showed, indicated. And yes, suddenly, immediately, instantly. Now these are the difficult word meaning which we find as we read the textbooks. पढ्ने बेलामा यस्तो खालको हामी के गर्छौं त meaningsहरु, word meaningsहरु पाउँछौं. After that, the main characters are characterizations of the passage. So as we see the passage, we come to know about several characters. The prominent or main character of the passage are this is novelist August Pullman. He is a 5th grade last bencher student. 5th class मा पढ्ने last bench मा बस्ने student हो. who has been prevented from going to mainstream school. राम्रो स्कुलमा गएर पढ्न पाउँदैन due to his abnormal face or extraordinary face despite 27 operation of his face. 27 वटा अपरेसन हुन्छन् तर पनि उसको फेस राम्रो हुँदैन. He is presented as the main character of the story. He wishes nothing more than to be treated as an ordinary kid, but his classmate cannot pass his extraordinary face. ऊ के चाहन्छ सबैले उसलाई अर्डिनरी तरिकाले व्यवहार गरून् तर उसको एक्स्ट्राअर्डिनरी फेस भएको कारणले गर्दा उसको साथीहरूलाई उसलाई टिज गर्ने जिस्काउने गर्छन्. Second character is Mr. Brown. He is an English teacher who teaches the concept of precept to his students. Third character is Jack. He is one of the students who is funniest students, most of the time cracks jokes and makes the students laugh. He sits with August S. Pullman. ऊ जहिले पनि लास्ट बेन्चमा गएर अगस्ट पुलम्यानसँग बस्छ. Red. He is also one of the students who replies, is shark as the most important thing as it eats dead things in the ocean. जब टिचरले सोध्छ what is the most important thing उसले एन्सर दिन्छ shark. किन त शार्कले के गर्दिन्छ it eats dead thing in the oceans. र अहिले ओशियनलाई पनि neat and clean बनाउँछ. along with that it makes the environment also neat and clean. Then another character is a girl student. She is one of the students who asks whether all the students will do this as the teacher asks. All the students make their own precept after their summer vacation and submit as they come to school are submit through mail. Mail द्वारा submit गर्ने अथवा स्कुलमा आइसकेपछि समर भ्याकेसन पछि तिनीहरूले submit गर्ने. So this is about the characterization. Then we move towards the main points of the passage. Know thyself. So the passage is about this given excerpt. Know thyself has been taken out from Wonder. It's the name of the novel, a children's novel written by R.J. Palacio, which is brutally powerful story of a 10-year-old boy named August Pullman. यो नोभेल के हो त एउटा 10-year boy को अथवा 10-year-old boy को स्टोरी हो तर हियर जसको के हुन्छ एब्नर्मल फेस हुन्छ. बट हियर इज दिस एक्सर्ट यो जो एक्सर्ट दिएको छ हाम्रो टेक्स्टमा दिएको छ यसको मोटो यसको उद्देश्य के हो त टु डेभलप क्रिटिकल थिंकिङ इन द स्टुडेन्ट्स as it forwards many meanings of the same questions in different ways and encourages them to learn new and new thing being practical. So the excerpt opens with the ringing of the bell. सुरुमा जब यो excerpt open हुन्छ बेल घण्टी बजेको हुन्छ सबै विद्यार्थीहरू moving towards home room बस्ने कोठासँग to English classroom and the room number is 321 laughing and talking in little groups along with the narrator and he takes his regular last bench. Narrator पछाडी जान्छ र आफ्नो last bench मा बस्छ. Jack, a funny boy, also sits with the August. The teacher is standing in front of them and he starts his lessons. The teacher introduces himself as Mr. Brown. टिचरले पनि आफूलाई के गर्छ त इन्ट्रोड्युस गर्छ र आफूलाई के भन्छ he is Mr. Brown and notices his students at the second bell rings. दोस्रो घण्टी लागेपछि उले सब स्टुडेन्ट्सलाई वाच गर्छ whether what they are doing. Then he writes on the chalkboard with in block letter precept and asks his students to write same at the top of their English books and then ask them about its meaning. पहिला के भन्छ तिमीहरु सबले यो आफ्नो बुकको टपमा लेख then ask its meaning. As there is no reply, जब यसको आन्सर आउँदैन he himself smiles. उले आन्सर दिन्छ writes on the boards rules about really important things. And then he discuss about त्यसपछि जब आन्सर पनि लेखिदिन्छ त्यसपछि उले के गर्छ आफ्नो स्टुडेन्ट्सहरुसँग डिस्कस गर्छ. What are some really important things? त्यसो भए सबैभन्दा अथवा really important things के हुन सक्छन्? Different students answer differently. फरक स्टुडेन्ट्सले फरक तरिकाले आन्सर दिन्छन् and he writes all the answers on the board saying rules, school work, homework, family, parents, fates, environment, our world, and even the student says shark. The name of the student is Red. He said shark is the most important things in the sense it eats dead things in the oceans and make the oceans neat and clean. Even it makes the environment also neat and clean. Then he says no one has said the most important things and he writes on the board who we are. Isn't it the most important things? त्यसपछि उले तिनीहरूलाई के भन् जब एन्सर राम्रो नआएपछि उसले के गर्छ बोर्डमा के लेख्छ त isn't it who we are is the most important things के हामी आफूलाई इभ्यालुएट गरेको छैनौँ यो मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेन्ट थिङ होइन देन he talks about the plague त्यसपछि उसले प्लेगको बारेमा कुरा गर्छ एउटा नोटिस बोर्ड जस्तो मेटलले बनेको टेम्प्लेट हुन्छ त्यसको बारेमा कुरा गर्छ that's fixed on the wall of the next door of the schools he asked about the notice mentions there के त्यहाँ लेखेको कुरा तपाईहरुले नोटिस गर्नुपर्छ भनेर he asked the students but as no one answers he answers himself know thyself त्यहाँ के लेखेको छ know thyself and this is the most significant thing in every human being's life and then Jack makes a joke of whether they are not taking English class जब टिचरले क्वेशन सोध्छ त्यसपछि उले आन्सर दिन्छ के हामी इंग्लिश क्लास पढिरहेका छौं अनि सबै स्टुडेन्ट्स के हुन्छ लाफ हुन्छन् then he writes in big huge block letters on the chalkboard त्यसपछि उले के लेख्छ Mr. Brown is September precept when given the choice between being right or being kind तिमीहरुलाई जब के गरियो being right र being kind को choice दियो भने you have to choose this being kind लाई के गर्ने choose गर्ने because it is more significant than being right informs all the students to make their own precept सबै स्टुडेन्टहरुलाई तिमीहरुले आफ्नो प्रिसेप्ट बनाउने after summer vacations and submit as they come to school or mail is email गर्ने send mail a girl asks whether all the students will do this girl एउटा के हुन्छ surprise हुन्छ and then she asks teacher notes his head उले टाउको हल्लाउँछ and said in affirmative that even his graduate students are following the same thing graduate student ले गरिरहेका छन् भने अरूले पनि गर्छन् the teacher takes attendance makes fun of the same funny students Jack and then finishes the class त्यसपछि उले के गर्छ class finish गर्छ then about working with words find the words from the text that match with the following meaning text बाट word पत्ता लगाउने र meaning दिएको छ त्यसलाई के गर्ने त्यसको अथवा हामीले word find out गर्ने भन्छ so the first one is walking by dragging one's feet खुट्टा लतारेर हिँड्नु without lifting them fully from the ground the answer is softly drawing pictures or pattern while thinking about something is अरुको बारेमा सोचिरहेको बेलामा अरु चीजको बारेमा सोचिरहेको बेलामा कुनै चीज पेपरमा ड्रा गर्नु doodling then is a piece of metal with writing on it we have already known about this plague is a general rule intended to regulate behaviors or thought the answer is precept move or go in a furtive or stealthy way the answer is sneak then we find is some of the words is and we have to define them in your like के भनेको छ consult your teachers and define the following thinking skills so the first one is convergent thinking here this term are important is convergent thinking भनेको convergent thinking is the process of finding a single best solutions to a problem एउटा समस्याको एउटा बेस्ट सोल्युसन पत्ता लगाउनु भनेको के हो त convergent thinking हो तर एउटा समस्याको धेरै बेस्ट सोल्युसन अथवा धेरै समाधानहरु फाइन्ड आउट गर्नु भनेको के हो त डाइभर्जेन्ट थिंकिङ हो सिम्पली यसरी बुझ्नु होला and one is trying to solve for instance many tests at school टेस्टमा धेरै अथवा स्कुलमा धेरै टेस्टहरु हुन्छन् मल्टिपल चोइस टेस्ट स्पेलिङ टेस्ट म्याथ क्विजेस स्ट्यान्डर्डाइज्ड टेस्ट यस्तो टेस्टहरुको हामीले के गर्छौं टिक लगाउँछौं and only one answer is right so it is a very fine example of convergent thinking and the divergent thinking ke bhancha ta finding many solutions to a problem that means divergent thinking refers to generating many different ideas about a topic in a short period of time it also means exploring multiple solutions to a problem euta samasya ko धेरै समाधान find out गर्नु for example breaking down a topic into its various components parts in order to gain the insights about the various aspects of the topic such as the topic is pollution if you are going to write an essay about the pollutions you have to know its types causes effect measures if you are knowing about these things then that is divergent thinking third one is critical thinking is the analysis of facts to form judgment form गर्ने अथवा के गर्ने एउटा फ्याक्टहरु भइहाल्यो सेल्फ डिरेक्टेड हुन्छ सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन सेल्फ मोनिटर and self corrective thinking on the other hand this creative thinking refers to the using abilities skills haru sip haruko use गर्ने soft skills use गर्ने to come up with a new solutions to the problem समस्याको नयाँ समाधान पत्ता लगाइदिनुलाई creative thinking भन्छन् these are the techniques these are the skills to look at the issue from different angle. विभिन्न तरिकाले समस्याको समाधान खोज्नुलाई हामीले के भन्छौं? यस क्रिएटिभ थिंकिङ भन्छौं. यस then about the comprehension question answer. Question A, who is Jack? Jack को हो and how did he make children's laugh? उसले अरु स्टुडेन्ट्सहरुलाई कसरी बच्चाहरुलाई लाफ गराउँछ हसाउँछ? Jack was a funny and friendly student who makes children laugh by cracking jokes. Here is made, who made children laugh by cracking jokes, as the question is in did form. Yes. So why are sharks important to read? Read को लागि shark किन important छन्? According to read, sharks are most important अथवा sharks are the important things because they eat all the dead things in the ocean and keep it clean. यसले उसको विचारमा sharks important हुन् किन त sharkले सबै dead things लाई खान्छन् र environment लाई clean गर्छन्. Question C, what does Mr. Brown think about the most important things? Mr. Brown को विचारमा सबैभन्दा most important things के हो भन्दाखेरि Mrs. Brown is Mr. Brown thinks to know oneself. Mr. Brown को विचारमा आफूलाई चिन्नु नै सबैभन्दा ठूलो अथवा सबैभन्दा most important things हो. Yes, know oneself or own character, आफ्नो character चिन्नु, to what he says know thyself, which is the title of this passage as well as the most important thing. Then about question D. Question D is what is that hasn't been noticed by the students? Students हरुले के notice गरेका हुँदैनन्? The message in the plaque next to the school gate is the thing. जो plaque मा message लेखिएको हुन्छ know thyself. त्यो message students हरुले hasn't been noticed by the student, notice गरेका हुँदैनन्. How did Jake make fun of the English class? कसरी उले English class को fun गर्छ जब टिचरले सोध्छ what you are here to do? तिमी यहाँ के को लागि आएका छौ त? भनेपछि उले आन्सर के दिन्छ? They were there to learn English. के हामी इंग्लिश सिक्न आएका होइनौं भनेर भन्छ. यसरी by making अथवा by answering mockingly, Jake make fun of his English class. What were the students going to do at the end of the month? Students हरु महिनाको अन्तमा के गर्न गइरहेका हुन्छन्? The students were going to write an essay about their own precept on the basis of Mr. Brown's precept at the end of the month. महिनाको अन्तमा उनीहरु precept को माथि essay लेख्न गइरहेका हुन्छन्. Question D, what particular act of the student surprised the girl student? Girl student लाई केले surprise गर्छ? The English teacher's assignment to every student to write their personal precept on the postcard and mail him from anywhere they were on summer vacation surprise the girl students. यसले के गर्छ? Girl students लाई surprise गर्छ. So then about critical thinking. The question A, critical thinking को भित्र question A रहेको छ. Have you made your own precept after you read this lesson? यो lesson पढिसकेपछि के तपाईले आफ्नो precept बनाउनु भएको छ? What is it? के बनाउनु भएको छ? Share it with your friends. Precept, here the answer is precept simply means a rule, code, doctrine, guideline intended to regulate behavior or thoughts. Of course, I have made some precepts after I read this lesson, know thyself, and they are as follows. तिनीहरु यस प्रकार छन्. The first precept is protect and preserve human lives. Education essential for the children. बच्चाहरुको लागि education important छ. Know and worship the God. God लाई चिन्नुस् र पूजा गर्नुस्. Save nature and save life. Nature र life लाई संरक्षण गर्नुस्. Promote collaborate learning. Group मा learning लाई support गर्ने. Being honest and kind. And the last one is believe in hard work. So these are the precepts that I have made after this lesson. यो lesson पढिसकेपछि मैले यस्तो precept बनाएको छु. Question B, according to Josh Lennon, if there was one thing, one life skill everyone on the planet needed. यदि एउटा मात्र life skill भएको भए यो planet मा जो सबैले need गरेका थिए, it was the ability to think with critical objectivity. यो के हो त? Critical objectivity सँग सोच्ने. Justify this statement with your logic. यो logic लाई के गर? आफ्नो statement ले justify गर. So the answer is according to Josh Lennon, if there was one life skill everyone on the planet needed, it was the ability to think with critical objectivities. It is the critical thinking which enables people better to express their thought. Critical thinking ले better ideas better express गर्नमा सहयोग गर्छ and beliefs it fosters creativity र यसैले creativity पनि के गर्छ मान्छेमा डेभलप गर्छ. Out of the box thinking that can be applied to any areas of life. जुन हामीले जुनसुकै आफ्नो जीवनको फिल्डमा युज गर्न सक्छौं. By the given quote, Josh Lennon states that critical thinking is the best thing. उनको विचारमा critical thinking or this is creative thinking is the best thing that people want. उनको विचारमा creative thinking भनेको best thing हो जुन मान्छेहरुलाई आवश्यकता हुन्छ. Creative thinking पनि के हुन्छ is developed by the critical thinking. It helps them to look at things from various and different perspectives. यसले एउटै चीजलाई विभिन्न तरिकाले हेर्नमा सहयोग गर्छ. It expand thinking capacity of the people, brings new ideas, better ideas, नयाँ आइडिया, better ideas ल्याउनमा पनि सहयोग गर्छ. Which helps to handle the difficult situation gently. By enhancing comprehension's abilities, it provides single solutions. Is one life skill that's supposed to look at the problem and situation from a fresh perspective. हरेक समस्याहरूलाई नयाँ तरिकाले सल्भ गर्नमा अथवा के गर्छ सहयोग गर्छ. Thus, the ability to think with critical objectivity is only one life skills everyone needs on this planet. There is a question also under this writing portions. Write an email to your friend explaining an interesting class you had. एउटा क्लासमा इन्ट्रेस्टिङ घटना घट्यो, इन्ट्रेस्टिङ इन्सिडेन्ट घट्यो अथवा इन्ट्रेस्टिङ क्लासमा केही भयो त्यसको बारेमा के गर्ने लेख्ने भनिन्छ. यो इमेल दिएको छ फ्रम यो इमेल पठाउने वाला भइहाल्यो टु इमेल पाइने वाला भइहाल्यो एन्ड इन्ट्रेस्टिङ इन्सिडेन्ट्स ह्यापन इन माई क्लास. Dear Susan, I am writing this mail to inform you about an interesting incident that took place in my class as I was studying in grade 6. It was the year 2072 BS. I was in my class. Everything was going as per our daily class routine. सबै कुरा गइरहेको थियो. We had a huge class school building and luckily we were on the ground floor and we were studying math in our 4th period. हामी चौथो पिरियडमा म्याथ पढिरहेका छौं. When the incident took place, an earthquake hit our building. त्यतिखेर एउटा earthquake आयो. I was sitting on the first bench. Suddenly, I saw the ceiling fan and the tube lights in front of me started to set. तिनीहरु हल्लिन सुरु गरे. As soon as I found I was not the only one, rather the whole class saw the shaking of this tube light and ceiling fan. Everyone panicked and just wanted to run towards the sport ground. But we were in the schools and we have to go out in a line. हामी स्कुलमा थियौं, लाइनमा जानुपर्ने, डिसिप्लिन follow गर्नुपर्ने, make the way for others first. But the most interesting fact took place as our math teacher himself ran out of the building before anyone. तर math teacher कसैको लागि पनि रोक्नु भएन. उहाँ के हुनुभयो त पहिल्यै अगाडि विद्यार्थीहरूलाई लाइन नलगाइकन दौडेर जानुभयो. I remember chanting हनुमान चालिसा एन्ड गायत्री मन्त्र. त्यसपछि मैले हनुमान चालिसा र गायत्री मन्त्र पढ्दै गए, बाटोमा हिँड्दै गए. थ्यांक्स टु पवन पुत्र हनुमान एन्ड गायत्री मन्त्र. That I, along with everyone, got saved. And the special thanks to the markers of Sagarmatha Cement. Sagarmatha Cement le baneko building, which didn't let building collapse. So it was the most exciting and interesting incident I ever experienced in my life. Sincerely, Sanjana Githal. So this is about the writing email to your friends about an interesting incident or event that took place in school classroom. स्कुलमा पढ्ने बेलामा घटेको घटना भइहाल्यो. Then about the listening portions. In our textbooks there is the grammar portion and we will study about the grammar portion in part 2 of this Know Thyself. यसको part 2 मा हामीले पढ्ने छौं. अहिले हामीले listening portion को केही figures हरु छन्. We will analyze them. So here we have to know is that do you know these personalities, who they are and what are they famous for? So I think you have already guessed about the figure mentioned in our screen. So the first one is Jack Ma Yun. Ma is a strong proponent of an open and market-driven economy. He co-founded Yanfeng Capital, a private equity firm, a Chinese business magnate, investor and the philanthropist भनेको benefactor आरएस परोपकारी यिनी एउटा परोपकारी पनि छन्. Is the co-founder of the former executive chairman of Alibaba Group, a multinational technology conglomerate. So यसरी ज्याकमा उन हुने नि यिनी फेमस के को लागि यो हाम्रो अलिबाबा ग्रुप को लागि पनि छन् and is the richest person एउटा philanthropist र एउटा के हुन्छ business magnate of China. So the second figure is about is Bill Gates, who was born on October 20th, 1955. He is an American business magnate, software developer, investor, author, and he is also one of the philanthropist भनेको एउटा परोपकारी हुन्, benefactor, beneficiaries. Yes, Bill Gates co-founded Microsoft Corporation. उनी Microsoft Corporation, the world's largest personal computer software company. संसारको सबैभन्दा largest अथवा के हो त पर्सनल कम्प्युटर सफ्टवेयर कम्पनी हो. He is the co-founder of Microsoft Corporation along with his late childhood friend Paul Allen. Then the third one is Jeffrey Person Bezos. अनि हामीलाई जेफ बेजोस पनि भन्छ मिल्दै. Who is the richest person in the world? अहिलेको richest person हुने हो. Has crossed 200 million उनले क्रस गरेका छन् अहिले. Is an American entrepreneur, is उद्यमशील मान्छे, media proprietor, investor and computer engineer. He is the founder and executive chairman of Amazon, where he previously served as a chairman, president and CEO. So these are the things that we study under this passage. About grammar we will see in part 2, and this is about the passage Know Thyself. So if you like this video or if you find this video interesting and helpful, please like these videos, subscribe it and click on the bell icon to get the notification from upcoming videos. Thank you everybody. Goodbye. Have a good day.